Hey folks, we got some really great episodes and videos coming up for you here as part of this Podventure. Honestly, some of my personal favorite content we have ever produced. Really great stuff. Before we do that, there's a couple disclaimers. First off, just a little one we'll throw out. This has been done over the course of 2020, which as we know, there's been shutdowns all over the place. It feels like an eternity. If you hear anything that's somewhat repetitive over the course of these episodes, or you see any odd inconsistencies, it's just because there was so much of a gap between each of the videos and podcasts that we shot. So keep that in mind. Now, the other thing is, of course, being that we're going to be discussing the topics of self-defense, home defense, other things of that nature, we're talking about some pretty serious stuff that if you find yourself, which we hope you never do, in the worst case scenario, it can have some pretty big legal or emotional ramifications and other consequences depending on how you act and what you do. Now, we are all in different areas with different laws, and also we are not, Mark and I, nor anybody at the Vortex Edge Academy here that we trained at, professional lawyers. So don't take anything said in these podcasts or videos as 100% factual law. It will vary, and our own interpretations of laws and things like that and the way we word them may not be perfect. So do not take them as instructions for how to handle a situation you may find yourself in. These episodes were created with the intention of giving our listeners great food for thought and a prepared mindset to be ready for anything, not to be legal advice or material to reference in any sort of legal situation. Should you wish to practice some of the things we've done here, please exercise extreme caution, as always, with firearms or physical training, and we highly suggest seeking professional training in a professional facility like Vortex Edge right here at our facility in Barneveld, Wisconsin. And surely there's going to be more news on just what that is and how to sign up for things like that coming in due time. So now that I got kind of the cover our own you-know-what out of the way, enjoy the videos and podcasts here. Let us know what you think in the comments on the YouTube videos or on Instagram. Thanks, everybody.
All right, so we're going to go in. We got some mats set up in one of these kung fu rooms in here. And I'm just going to show you some positioning things. I'm sorry, we're going to stay here for a minute. We're going to talk about walking. So when I fight, both of my toes are forward, my knees are bent, and I'm literally in that same shooting platform, just a little bit off. Now, when I walk, it's always a foot in the direction I'm moving. So that seems like it would be pretty easy to do. There's a couple steps in here that are difficult. If I want to move to my right, step, step. If I want to move forward, step, step. If I want to move backwards, step, step. Now, but these oblique angles, right? So 45s, same deal. Most people want to go step, step, because that's the direction they're going. What I'm telling you is that if any point in time in a real fight, in a real 360-degree battlefield where somebody can run into me, tackle me, get knocked over on me, stool, whatever, you want to move with that base underneath you at all times. So we're going to do this little dance, and you'll see it's a little more difficult to get your brain to do to make that step to move backwards, this step to move forward. Then, ass out a little bit, tuck your chin. This is where you live. Now, I'm not going to get all closing my fists because I don't have a lot of interest in punching people at this point. If we're doing self-defense thought process, this says, okay, if somebody does this to me, it's consent. I keep my hands open, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Everything tight, chin down. That's it. I'm just going to look over my hands. Now the footwork, we're just going to move. Now, I can't tell you both what to do, but we're going to keep it super simple. Step with the foot in the direction you're moving. Okay. Good. Left. Right. Right. Forward. Forward, right. Yeah. See what happened there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. But bring your left foot then up with you.
Okay.
So if I'm going to go there, re-establish base.
Okay.
So last little dance on your own. Get the step, bungee cord your feet. Boom. Yep. Good. 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 All right. Let's go in here just because it's a cool room.
All right.
We're going to feed a couple of elbows today and just show you where those are, because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that if you feed something hard into something soft, you're going to create some damage there. Like if we're talking stuff that you can't really practice, when we get inside on somebody, when they're trying to attack us, and hopefully he's a meathead and he's throwing big stupid punches at us, and we just kind of get into our shell, it's going to leave options for us. You're to feed these elbows and stick stuff in his eyes, feed him with their head all in those soft areas. I'm not going to forehead him. There's some stuff I can do with this jugular notch. There's some cool stuff we're going to get to, but before we do that, we need to understand inside, and we have to have our brain understanding that we are not practicing to pass a test in a martial arts school. We are practicing right now to survive an encounter with somebody who wants to do evil stuff to us. So, I call it the eye of the storm. You might, some people call it the pocket for boxing.
Okay.
Inside here. If I can get comfortable in here, I'm gonna be okay. If Chris pushes me, this is standard, like let's start this fight off, right? So he pushes me. The problem with this position is he is standing at the end of my punch. Put your hands up. He's already measuring stick this for me. I'm already there. So in your boxing, they measuring stick kind of with that jab, right?
Yeah, you reach.
He's already done. I can skip the jab and I can just hit him with everything because he's already measuring stick this for me. So don't be this guy, all right? And don't return because I've just loaded for him. So this, if you're ready to fight, just recognize when you get that, tell him down and try to leave again. But if it, just smile because he's loading you straight away, all right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do some inside control here. It's just very easy. I want your partner to put his hands on you. You're gonna walk up, you're gonna come inside, hook, pull, put your face in. Now you're gonna feel your partner start to pull his arms and move. I just want you to see how easy it is and how comfortable it can be to stay in here.
Okay.
Hide your face. And we'll talk about some stuff to do from here in a minute.
Yeah.
But it's hard for him to attack me. Just don't put your face down so you can eat that knee. All right? Now we can keep him from kneeing us by keeping his weight up and face in, but I just want the hook like this. And you guys can try it on Chris. Just gonna put no thumb grip. Yeah.
Okay.
Now pull him into you with your hands and put your face in his chest. Elbows tight. Yeah, there you go. Now Chris, try to start moving your hands. Looks good.
I'm sure Chris could have moved his hands.
Yeah.
No, but it wasn't without considerable effort to do so.
Let's push him. Inside tie. Okay, see, I want your hand up and over. Look. So you get tempted to go here.
Yeah. Like real. Okay.
Yeah. So he's grabbing me. I'm here. He can tell you right now if he feels this.
Oh yeah.
I'm steering him by his elbow. He just got no power.
Okay.
If you're a big, strong guy, this is just a principle of movement. We're gonna work this up from the ground eventually too. I can dictate which way Chris turns. No problem. Anybody in this room can dictate which way Chris turns if you keep something simple in place. And humans aren't real strong in their neck as far as the way, like strength side to side.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna get all down and really hold him down. I'm gonna show you something. Turn towards me, Chris. Chris can't turn towards me. I've got his steering wheel cranked the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
Now if I want Chris to turn towards me, which in some cases I do, Chris will turn towards me. So I can make him do what I want to do with that concept. So the human body is set up with our spine to be erect. That's connected to all of our muscle and our core structure. So if I allow him to fight me, or if I compromise that when I'm fighting you, I'm either taking away mine or giving him an advantage. I'm just gonna show you something crazy. If I lay on Chris, even with my fat ass, he can go ahead and do a push-up. No problem, right? Watch this. Push up.
Wow.
Interesting.
All I'm doing is offlining the spine. So he has to correct his spine before he can then get up. Go ahead and put your chest right across his shoulder blades. Let him do it. We're gonna go ahead and do a regular push-up first.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and do a push-up. No problem, right?
Right.
All right, lay back down. Put your chest on. take your hand and push his shoulder all the way to his ear.
His shoulder?
No, push his head, I'm sorry. No, that's just turning it.
Crossways.
I want you to turn it.
Okay, gotcha.
Now go ahead. Yeah, you're going nowhere without extreme effort.
I mean, it's like, yeah, it's crazy.
It is.
When you grab me, if I 6 hours a week train, this comes natural. I'm not worried. I don't get all freaky in my brain. Because you gotta kind of, your body's gotta be calm, your brain's gotta be working overtime in the fight.
Yeah.
All right. So our home base is gonna be that inside position.
Okay.
I want you to enter inside. So you're here, he shoves me. Now what you guys are doing is staying in the shove. Upon initial contact, he's coming in, I'm coming up high. Before that even gets me, I'm here, and I just walk forward.
Yeah.
And you're good. You guys understand the concept of the inside and where the head is. All right, come here, Chris. Now we're going to take the guy to the drum. What you understand is there's a magic button on the head. Where the head goes, the body goes, right? So if I can get his head down, I can get him down. So if I'm inside and my face is in here and I'm staying in that spot I'm saying, I feel him push down with his head, where he bends down to try to grab me, immediately up on top of the head.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do, so if I get his head down and I'm just trying to hold it here, he can drive in, squirt it that way, he can pressure his head up. If he gets his hips back under his shoulder, drive your hips in, he can start to get his posture back.
Sure.
So I've defeated that upright and vertical, strong core body system, but bending that head forward, which has similar response to when we did that drill on the ground, when your head turned sideways. Now, the problem with untrained people is they get here and they're like, oh, awesome, and they think it's time to... No, you just gotten into what we would call a dominant position. I've got his head stuff. He can't hurt me other than trying to smack me in the nuts.
Right, that's
But
nice.
he can go ahead and try. At this point, he's done. So I want you to come here once. I'm going to be inside on you. I just want to feel you out. If I pull on your neck, see how you were able to stop that?
Yeah.
I just, boom, you did.
Right, because oh shit, yeah.
Nothing. Now I'm just going to box you. And I'm not using muscle here. All I'm doing is, I'm taking my weight, putting it over your neck so you can't bring your head back up.
Yeah. Alright.
Always
Two of you, I want you to kind of.
Alright, Marco.
So, I don't want to come here and then pull. I'm here, I'm inside position. I feel a little forward pressure. I'm going to change to here. I'm going to pop it down and I'm going to close on top of it. Because if I'm trying to hold his head down with my hand, it's my hand against his entire body.
Right.
What I'm going to do is try to put the back of his head here, and I'm just going to close the door on him. So now I'm boxing, I'm trying to keep his head in here. He can start trying to move. He's going nowhere. Pull your head out of there. And there was like 17 things
Yeah, you're not even
by
doing
you
that.
pulling up was going to be really bad news for you.
All right, so we didn't do like a formal intro because these guys like to just get going. But we're headed back into our little grappling room here in the shoot house, and apparently might knock Mark out here. Who knows? He might knock me out. Learn some more stuff to do in some potential real world situations that we hope we don't end up in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
From the cheaper side of things, first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit this jugular notch. It's not going to make anybody stop fighting you. It might make them be like, oh shit, that guy knows some stuff. But if he's got a hold of me or I'm on the side and I want to leave, or say for whatever reason he's got me in the strangler, it's old school.
Oh yeah.
Now there's some stuff that people teach where you grab the radial nerve and you bust them down and you feed them, all right? But there's a spot right here.
Oh dear.
Sure
It's
enough.
super easy to get to, and this is where we're going to test to see if you guys got a little killer in you. Because if I just put it in there and flick it, but if I touch that thing with a little bit of, like I want to hurt you, it's not going to hurt you, but it's going to hurt you. All right? He's going to like that. So
It's not gonna hurt me well.
just kind of reach over to your partner and put your finger in there so you can.
Now, do you have a recommended these two
I put
here?
these two. Basically, I just slam it in there.
Oh dear. Here you go, Jim.
Do it up.
No. You gotta go ball.
I'm not gonna let him do
It
it.
ain't gonna hurt. Here, I'll just do next here. That's right.
Yeah. Like you couldn't. I'm not sure you could pick like a more vulnerable feeling spot on the body. You're like,
Yeah.
it's a very soft spot.
Now,
Yes.
if you get this, there's enough to make him go, and you're gonna leave. Go ahead.
Right.
Just keep
you know,
trying.
Just
keep trying.
keep on. I'm good.
See that?
Sure. It's gonna shock his system a little bit. And we're not going to knock him out with this. We're not going to win the fight with this.
Yeah.
We're going to buy a second. All right. We're not quite taking his eyes. We're just giving him a little bit of, boom, I know what's going on here, bro. You know.
Let me try this. Ow, shit, I missed.
Aim right for his abdomen.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Nice. Now, the spot we were talking about is right here on his neck. And if you just kind of, touch it there, you feel a little tingle. Now, if I follow through with this, boom, it's the sternocleidomastoid muscle. It's right here, and it ties in right here.
Okay.
All right. And there's an angle shot that puts people to sleep. All right. Now, it doesn't work every time. When I'm in here and I'm playing inside the eye of the storm, boom, and somehow, some way, I pop his head down and he turns sideways. It's right there.
Sure enough.
It's right there. It's all over the place. And he's super vulnerable. You feel that one?
Oh yeah.
All right. I felt it get a little. It's very. If I'm rigid with it, it doesn't work. Because what you need is that follow through. I used to call it the floppy fish.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's gonna be boom. So if he's in here, he's attacking me. Boom, boom. And I get out to this side. It's there. It's there. There's not like I'm not gonna give you a setup to get there. It's just no. It's there. If I pop his head down, it's right there. If I want to hit that.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I just love Mark's reactions. Oh yeah.
Now, that's the floppy version of it. If for some reason you're at arm's length and you think that you can go ahead and haymaker that wrist onto it, you're good. But again, I don't teach opening yourself up.
Yeah,
like
that's
this.
pretty.
Right.
I stay tight.
Come
So
out
hands
here, bro.
up, hands up, hands up, hands up. Good.
God, I still want to pull back.
Yeah, I know. That's it. That's that
I don't-
thing. So it's
I
gotta
like-
be.
I like-
He's ready. He's like about to step. He's like, I want to knock this guy out.
So if I find myself here, right, and it's open, it's going to be. I'm not gonna like we're doing this.
Right.
You don't need to level him, but I at least want the body movement to be right. So what I'm doing, I don't want to get super technical with the kung fu fish floppy to your neck, but there is some understanding. I'm going to use my body and I'm going to turn this at a 45. So I'm here. When I hit this, I'm flat. This whole, like, I'm here, there it is, I'm coming through and I'm driving this into his neck. Thump.
Right.
Oh, I was like, I gave it a high five.
There's a lot of pressure there, Jim.
I'm
I'm glad that wasn't my neck.
Somebody call Mills Lane, we're gonna need him here in a minute. Just understand that it's about 45-degree worth of pressure that way. And the lighter, the less rigid your hand is and the more follow through, the better it works. I can go muscle for muscle with Chris and try to hold him down. If he starts rolling and pressing and I don't stick to principle, he's gonna get out of there. But if I understand all I have to do is control his elbows or his head, I'm gonna be okay. What I mean by that is look, keeping him here is as easy as commanding the elbows. If I've got this elbow controlled, Chris, roll away from me. You ain't going nowhere, all right? And all I'm doing is, I'm using a little muscle, but I'm not nearly as much as he is.
See it, yeah.
So he can only roll into me. Go ahead, roll into me, Chris.
And you just grab that other one.
You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
If I can stay disciplined in this, I win this exchange. It's when I decide that I'm getting greedy and I'm like, I take my weight off him and hit him. He rolls out, or bench presses me out. All I have to do is abandon one of those spots in greed. If I got Chris down and I'm here, he can't hammer fist me, he can't do anything. I'm just chilling here, like nothing he's done. It's a pain in the ass, but I'm okay, right? to get into a position to quote, finish this
Right.
is dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that does make sense.
And understanding that just coming up and dropping an elbow on him is probably not going to be enough. Because that's not going to put him out.
Right.
He's going to be way more durable.
You just piss him off more.
Right, I'm going to come up and go, boom! And if it doesn't do the trick, I'm going to have to go boom again. And I've lifted my weight off of him. He's going to instinctually roll away or do something. The fight's going to be on.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get hit.
Right.
What if I would have just stayed in?
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, that.
We got to hit you on the head.
Yeah. So he's gonna come at me and I'm gonna get inside and I'm gonna do
You're there.
I'm gonna do this thing. And then I feel him leaning forward on me.
Yeah, you
So
push
that's where
Oh, stop. Back it up. We're going to smooth that out. Hey! You look at this.
okay.
You're going
Just
to
doesn't have to come up very far.
just as I'm here,
Okay.
my palm just faces me, and all I got to do is pop and cover.
Yeah.
Now I'm over it.
Alright.
There it is. Put your chest on it. There you go. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Right, now, I'm going to teach you a trick to keeping him under there. So once we're here, and I feel him, and I pop, boom, I take hold right of his chin. Now, as I walk,
I didn't see that earlier.
yeah. So once I've got his chin, I'm buckling my elbow.
Yeah.
So I'm creating a cage for his head.
Okay, now
Okay.
that makes sense.
I mean, if
yeah.
I want to start turning his head and stuff, I can. What we're going to do is we're going to elongate his neck then by pulling his chin as I walk my hips back. So right now he's underneath me. I like this underhook. Some people like to go over and lock on this. I just have to come here to cage him.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk, and when I do, I'm going to curl his chin this way, and it's going to. Now I'm controlling his head. I mean, there's some stupid stuff I can do here. He's going to start trying to work. He's going to grab this arm. He's going to do all kinds of stuff. As long as I stay the principle that his head is buried, and I make it so he can't pop it out, he's not going anywhere. He's going to make me feel uncomfortable here. He's going to start pushing and pulling. As long as I'm chilling here, it's when I get like, oh, I need to move. Then he starts to leave.
Okay. Right. Okay.
All right, so we're going to give you guys, we're going to take out water breaks. I'm thirsty. But before we do, I want to give you the dirty.
I like that.
This is the simplest, dumbest, most vicious thing you can do to a person. All right, Chris, bear with me. You get caught.
Okay.
All right, there's all kinds of crazy, like, stuff you can do.
Right, movie stuff.
Yeah. See these right here? Come here. You just gotta feel it.
Alright.
Lock me up. I'm gonna grab your love handles. Oh!
Yeah.
Alright. Sorry, you're gonna have pinch marks there.
Okay.
Bear with me. Over the top.
Oh boy. That's motivation to keep those things down. Not easily grabbable.
Actually, the thinner they are, the worse it is.
You know what?
Ice cream!
Yeah.
All you do is you grab that fat on your love handles and you pop your ass out and you just twist them. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Hug each other a couple times, give yourselves bruises on your back. People aren't.
Oh no! I got you! Oh yeah, there they are. Got them.
Alright, so the generic kimura. This is the lock.
Standing.
Alright, it's just a figure 4 lock on his
Okay.
arm. Now we can do this from several different spots. I just want to show you why I like this. Remember that elbow controlling the elbow stuff I was talking about before?
Yeah.
I'm going to do that here. So it's same side arm, under, wrist. And then I'm going to, see how my thumbs are on top, we call it a no thumb grip. I'm going to roll everything together. Now once on top, I want you to watch what happens with my chest. Close my chest out. I keep everything tight.
Yeah.
I'm not pushing. Now, Chris, leave. Go. Really, leave, get out of there. it's super, super secure.
Yeah, he's got to take that arm with him if he goes.
So I'm here, he reaches, I'm in, high guard, a lot of times that works to ding dong him. If he starts to lock his hands behind me, start to tackle on him right over.
Okay.
Arm up. All right, so you're gonna push the elbow this way, so it's high. Now you're gonna take that arm, put it underneath his arm. Take this wrist, grab his wrist. With this hand, grab it the other way. Thumb on top. This elbow through. Palm down. No, palm down. Palm down. Oh, there you go. Put it on your wrist.
Oh, on my wrist.
Now
Grab my elbow.
throw that thumb on top. Curl your wrist forward. Pull your elbows to your side. Put his elbow, now push forward on his elbow so he rolls up on his side. There you go. Now hold that tight. Keep your chest on it. There you go.
Did the trick pretty good.
Now, keep in mind, this is being taught to a level of you're not fighting a jiu-jitsu black belt. Those guys will figure a way out of there.
Right.
Standard human being.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Now tighten everything up. Good. Now settle down. Just chill. Go ahead. Yep. And if he's rolling hard towards me, I'm not gonna fight that. If I'm here and he starts rolling hard towards me, go ahead. Let's take the other side. So just to give you a glimpse into the jiu-jitsu of this,
Yeah.
I hit it a lot from top. Getting into it is pretty easy. All you have to have is a high elbow.
Okay.
So I'll be here, and we're grappling, I'm just chalking his hips, trolling his elbows, and I'll coax him in. I'll be pushing his face this way. He doesn't want to go that way. I'll give him his face back, and he'll roll towards me in a minute. Because this elbow's high. So just hug it. Hug it. Tight. He's going nowhere. It's one of those you don't chase. You just have an immediate action drill.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a high elbow. And if I'm on this one, and he bails hard and puts his shoulder on the mat, that means this elbow's high. Now take
So-
your hand and grab your own wrist.
Oh.
Thumbs on top. Thumbs on top. Roll them like a motorcycle. Press them up on the side. Yep. Now, see how your knees are close together?
Yeah.
Spread them out. There
Yeah,
you go.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I was able to create like way more pressure and be way more
Yep.
controlled. Like
so from your knees, guys, it's the same concept as from standing.
Say this one comes up,
Push across.
push across, and now I'm hugging it with this one.
Now throw your right arm around it. Bam. Now reverse that top. There you go. Now pull your elbows tight because you want to bend his arm. There you go. Good. Now pressure. So I've got him kimura here, right? I'm here.
Yeah.
All I have to do, I can either pop his head in, but I'm going to keep pressure here. Reach under and grab this. Once this is here, I just push.
oh boy, there it is.
He's stuck.
How do I go to the chiropractor now, Mark?
No.
This is just it's called a gift wrap. It's like it's
It doesn't feel like a gift.
it's Hicks and Griggs.
And then you're.
Yep.
Okay.
Now do yourself a favor. Pull your right arm out, go behind his head. Grab that wrist. Grab his wrist.
Wait, what?
Grab his
Grab his left wrist.
that wrist. Pull it tight. Drop your chest behind his shoulder. Drive.
Did I just gift wrap him?
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
Thanks, Jim.
That is a jiu-jitsu application of what we're trying to create with the inside tie.
Yeah.
The inside tie, I know he has to move. I'm waiting for him to cross an elbow or put his pressure into me so I can pull his head down. So I'm allowing movement instead of trying to restrict it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense? We haven't talked a lot about being underneath somebody.
Yeah.
That's kind of by design. So here's what's that. So you guys have seen kimura. I can't we don't have time today to really firm it up. I can send you guys plenty of videos and stuff if you want to keep trying.
Oh yeah, we'll practice in the office.
I got a whole,
Freak everybody out.
I got a whole
Against
New
it.
Goons live. We got them all. It's all on video. We're fighting, especially while armed. Nobody should be comfortable staying on the ground. You want to be, it's two sides of my mouth again, because you want to be comfortable fighting on the ground. But your goal is to get the ground.
Sure.
Like you, or get on top. If you're on the bottom, there's a saying in jiu-jitsu from some schools of thought, if you're on the bottom, you're losing. Now some traditional jiu-jitsu guys will argue with me till they're blue in the face that the guard position is good. I'm a proponent of being on top, especially when armed and in a multi. In a jiu-jitsu match, going into that guard position and doing fancy stuff can be pretty awesome. There's some really dangerous people who do it. In a fight, I'm not willing to put my back on the mat. All right? So anything I teach about being on your back in a fight is an effort to get up or reverse the position quickly. So you know what the guard position is?
No.
Guard is that position I was in when I was. This is called closed guard. All right. I'm controlling his hips with my legs as he tries to posture up. I pull him forward so it's hard for him to launch an attack. But
And are you
see
doing
what
most
just
of that
happened there?
pulling with your legs?
What's that?
You're doing most of that pulling with your legs
All
then?
of it pulling with my legs.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get his head down so I can grab that cupping spot on his head and try to keep him low. So Chris is going to be trying to get up. And there's like stuff you can do here, fancy arm bars, but in reality, when I open and Chris goes to start, I start to try to work an arm bar, he's going to post his feet with his fist right here. I got to try to stay in that same inside position that we had when we were standing. The problem with teaching cops this or people this is that I'm telling them to close here and stay in this engagement. Right? I want to open and create distance with my feet and stomp my way out of this. Guard happens when I decide I want it to happen. I can't imagine him crawling in there in a fight.
Yeah. If you get bum rushed and fall over and.
Right, but even then, boom, I get bum rushed. I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna go and start trying to get out of here. So we're not gonna spend a whole bunch of time on it, but this position, I don't see happening very often. The mount position is bad news. This is mount. This we need to talk about. So what I need to do is keep his hips occupied. Guys that are good at this don't put their hips, like right now he's anchored on me so I can kind of move him. But if he hovers this, I can't move him. So you're on top of me, I'm looking for you to post a hand, whether it's this one or that one, but for cameras on this side.
Okay.
I'm looking to catch this hand.
Okay.
And I want to go this way. Off here.
Right.
Then I'll roll it into this thing.
Okay.
It appears at that point the tables have turned.
This is an escape mount. You're losing bad
Okay.
if you're in mount. That work. Don't overthink it. Trap it.
Okay.
Bump and roll. That works.
Nice.
All right. So let's talk about that for 1 second. That was ugly as shit,
Good to know.
but it worked.
It worked.
No, that is 100% reality.
Yeah.
If you're not going to come to jiu-jitsu 3 or more times a week, you can't expect to execute that move clean.
That's fair.
Period. But if you understand that you have to disrupt his hips and make it so he can't post that arm and bridge that way, it will work if he's beating you.
Yeah. All right, Marco.
All right.
Here, throw me.
Make it rain on him a little bit. Here they come! Thunderstorm! Oh! Good. Now you're doing that with some violence of action, bro, and I love it. Like you ain't screwing around on this one. Yeah, I'm giving this dude all.
Well, Jim, you know, I'm a pretty aggressive person.
So at the end of the day, guys, I mean, I want you to know that inside is better than arm's reach.
Yeah.
So when the pushy shovey comes, if you can't leave, it's closed.
Yeah.
Pressed against something, don't freak out. Move it. If you can get somebody underneath you, index on a head, get it underneath you, cage his head. You got a million options from there. That kimura, you guys can play with, study, do whatever. If we want to do something another time and break it down to just kimura or just from his back, we can. This is kind of the fire hose version of here's some things. I do it with those simple principles, less to teach you technique, more to show you like, hey, the world isn't as it seems when it comes to this stuff. It isn't easy to knock somebody out, but you can really hold somebody down.
Yeah. I think we gotta get some mats for the office area.
I'm not against it, Jim. Like, I couldn't go back and execute all these things right now, but knowing that they're there and that you can work on them and work to perfect them, or at least get good enough that it might get you out of a jam,
And the
is
explosion,
super important.
at the end of the day, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you do upside down sideways chicken choke. As long as you do something hard now. At the end of the day, this stuff is cool. Some of the principles I hope are eye-opening. Like, oh man, I guess some things are probably easier than you thought. Some things are probably harder than you thought.
Oh yeah.
Just the way it goes.
Just got a lot more to stew on. Like we did the firearms training, pistol and rifle with the guys here, and then adding this in. There's a lot more that I'm thinking on in terms of like day-to-day stuff.
Now we're all at once.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Come through that door and have Moose in the corner. An unshootable threat because he's pushing your firearm down. Not gonna deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It was cool.
It was awesome.
Thank you guys.
That was amazing.
You got
the last note on
friggin'
that
shit
portion
show audio here, just for our demonstration.
I'm
Thank
used
you.
to
You guys seem to have interest in well-rounding yourselves.
Mhm.
That kind of seems the goal. As long as you're doing something that involves real combat with another individual on a fairly consistent basis, that's all you need to do to be ahead of the average man. And if we're being real men and we're doing this thing right, these principles will keep you comfortable. So should some psychopath decide to take a shot at the title.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Sweet. Thank you guys.
Guys,
All right,
thanks so much.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll see you in a little bit.
We're doing the grab some lunch and then we'll do the podcast.
Now, I have no doubt everybody out there who watches this video is going to think twice before messing with a guy like Mark Borman after that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and actually learned some stuff in between seeing Mark and I try to flip each other or karate chop each other in the neck. If you guys are interested in this topic even more about hand-to-hand combat and actually just real-world mixed martial arts, perhaps, or practical martial arts, we probably should say, tune into the podcast, Vortex Nation Podcast. We talked with Kyle McNally really in depth on this kind of thing. It was a really great conversation. As usual, we'd love it if you guys would like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment below. Some of the comments, too, that we'd like to see are what future Podventures you would be interested in us going on. We'll get video and podcasts like usual. But we got one more for you guys. We're going to be talking all about, or at least going through a course at Vortex Edge, again, all about home defense. So stay tuned. There's one more of these. You won't want to miss it. Catch you on the next one.